Super idol the show.
Couldn't give a goddamn what you fuck with. Grown man, I don't got time for none of you fuck with. Never gave a hot damn what you rock with. Laughing when I'm casting my line, I see him chomp it. Couldn't give a goddamn.
All right, go ahead. Start the episode like it's normal.
Welcome to Thought Cops, the only podcast where every week we police the mean streets of the internet because, hey, somebody's gotta do it. And then we let you be the judge, the jury, and the executioner in the court of public opinion. Coming to you live from Neo Chicago, I am Officer Kevin.
And I'm Officer Grant. That was song by Slime to Garbage Main, video by Alex of Be Nice to Me Productions.
Shouts out.
That is not a permanent thing. That's just a fun little thing that was thrown together.
A temporary little treat for our listeners and our watchers. We're watching at youtube.com/thoughtcops. You can see.
Make sure to subscribe.
Very cool little promo that Alex threw together for us. We're back. We took a little bit of a hiatus there. We haven't done this for three weeks.
It's weird.
It feels like forever.
I forgot that we were doing it, and then once we started doing it, I was like, I don't know how to do any of this.
I don't know how to talk to people if I don't have this. That's the problem.
No,
I was realizing I was losing my... All of my communication abilities like fell out of my ass.
It keeps me on track in my life. Like, I feel like just once a week. Well, I need just once a week just to do this. Like, everything else in my head, just like... if you ask me what day it is the past 2 weeks, I would say Tuesday. I would make up a day. But
Fun
with
day.
this, it's like, I know today is Thursday.
Yeah, checks out. That does check out. Well, I would say, Grant, it's been a long time since we've seen each other, but that's not true.
Right.
Because we're working on a top secret project, which you will all see very soon. And it's going to rock your fucking worlds if I'm being quite honest. So stay tuned. Brace yourselves.
Yeah.
We also, if you haven't noticed, we don't have a guest today. You know, you guys, sometimes you're like, I don't want to hear the plugs. I don't want to hear the promotional material. I just want to hear the two guys.
I want to hear the same two dudes that have been doing this show for 5 years only talk to each other. I don't want any interesting new blood to come in, some new perspectives, some new takes. I want to hear the two straight white guys give their opinions on things that probably they shouldn't be talking about.
The Aunt Jemima bottle. What happened to that?
Yeah,
Let's bring
what's
it back.
my opinion on Aunt Jemima? I miss her like she was my aunt.
I want to fuck my candy. Is that so fucking crazy?
Yeah, so
we're just saying what everybody's thinking.
This is, if there's new people listening to this episode, I'm so sorry.
There won't be, because everybody who listens to the show listens because somebody else was on the show and they said, "Oh, those guys are tolerable."
You're right. So nobody.
I guess I'll stick around. So this is for anybody who maybe listened to the Mega 64 episode or any of the other ones and said, "Hey, this seems okay." They saw this episode go up and they're like, well, I guess I got nothing else to listen to on my commute today. So
here you go.
I am.
COVID is gone. There's no more COVID.
Reddit.
And so people are heading back to the office, as we all know.
That's right.
Hey, you miss your sweatpants yet? You miss your family, you fucking idiots. So now you can listen to us. We're your new family now.
That's right.
It's like you always say, when you're here, your family.
Mm-hmm. We're a lot like Olive Garden without the unlimited breadsticks.
That's basically pointless then.
We are working on that.
Without the breadsticks, I kind of just don't want to be there at all. I know that they have other food, but I don't care about the other food, man.
Olive Garden and Red Lobster, let's be real. We're there for the bread.
It's the bread, man.
Everything else is like mediocre. It's like the most mediocre seafood you've ever had. It's a fucking like bowl.
I don't think I've ever been to Red Lobster.
Really?
Yeah.
That's surprising. I don't know why, but it is.
Maybe.
You didn't go to the Red Lobster in Geneva Commons?
No.
Shout out to Geneva Commons, I guess. That's when I remember I went there after like I graduated high school and my siblings graduated high school, and I think when I graduated college, it was a treat. And
I feel like that was just one of those places that my parents were like, we don't eat there. And I'm like, why? And they go, we don't eat there. and that was it. And so I might have been at one once. I don't remember it.
Yeah.
I know that they have bread there.
They have
I've heard
very
things
good
about that bread.
cheesy bread biscuits. Now I'm hungry. God damn it. Let's start the show.
Hey, a Guinness, which, by the way, is what we're both drinking. A Guinness is like eating a meal.
That's right.
You know, if you go to Reddit, they tell you all about it. They're like, hey, drinking a Guinness, it's like eating a meal.
Who needs
science?
Who needs a Cheddar Bay biscuit when you have a glass of the thickest beer on the planet?
It's got vitamins.
That's
It's
right.
got nutrients. It's scientifically proven. People fucking love that shit.
I fucking love science. Sorry, had to say I fucking love it.
You can just say something and you can think it, but once you say, hey, Guinness actually does have vitamins in it and I can prove it with science, people shit themselves. Epic narwhal bacon out the ass.
That's all I had to hear.
Anyway.
It's a one-way ticket to alcoholism. Again, like I said, if you're not watching this, you can do that over at youtube.com/thoughtcops because we got all the video episodes up on that channel, as well as highlight clips and sketches and all kinds of fun stuff.
Also,
we also have a link to our Discord server, which you can check down in the doobly-doo. You can join that.
Please don't make that a regular thing.
I won't. We have a very active community in there. You can share what you've been doing in Elden Ring. One example people seem to be using it for. You can show your character what you've been doing. And
I hadn't been going into the gaming section for a while, and I was like, is our Discord channel dead? Like, there's nobody's talking in here, but I just didn't want to check gaming because I was like, I don't play this game, so I don't know. And then I click it and everyone's there. They're all having a party and I wasn't invited in my own Discord.
It's fucked up. You can be a part of that if you want to, though.
Well, so also speaking of YouTube, if you're watching this currently, please, first of all, we should probably say this every video. Drop a like. It helps the video do better. Drop a comment and subscribe to the page, obviously. But also, we're fucking around with a new setup here. Ignore the background behind it. The background doesn't matter. But what do you guys think about the corner table here? Is this better? Is this worse? Do you like being interrogated, or do you like when it's like, oh, we're sitting and we can face each other in the eyeballs?
That's a good way to put it, because I always kind of felt like we were like newscasters at a desk, but like the interrogation angle is. Well, like,
yeah, that's what I felt the whole time. I was like, yeah, this is like an interrogation room. So I like that. I like this. Vote with your dollars. Vote with your updoots.
And if you're listening, let us know how the vibes are. If the vibes are immaculate, that means we've done a good job.
I know that there's
if the vibes are low key off,
here,
then we fucked up. And yes, there is.
I know there's a vacuum right here. Just ignore the vacuum for right now. The energy, is this energy good, or do you want to be interrogated? Let us know. Drop your comments now in the doobly-doo. I'm never saying that again.
If you like to be intimidated with your podcast listening, let us know. Also, if you are listening, review us on iTunes and Spotify, because I guess you can review on Spotify now. So drop us a 5-star review.
I think I tried to rate on Spotify, and I don't think I figured it out.
I hit 5 stars because I'm like, well, what am I not going to give my own fucking podcast 5 stars? I'm assuming it helps with visibility. So
who fucking knows? Just do it. Shut the fuck up.
Don't ask. Just do it.
Yeah.
Come on, we're fucking telling you, for crying out loud.
Yeah.
But let's move on. Well, actually, before we get to our very famous, very favorite segment of the show, we're bringing it back, classic style. We're bringing back a segment we haven't done on the show in a while. Beef before potatoes, because you can't have your. I guess this is the intro is the Cheddar Bay biscuits. Now we're at the beef.
Right.
What's going on here?
I don't know. I thought this was a Red Lobster. I thought they served seafood.
I thought this was a Wendy's.
So, it is, sir. So beef before potatoes. If we were a better produced podcast, there would be a sound drop and maybe a little graphic, and it would go beef before, and like there'd be like a guy, like a little guy, and then maybe like a beef guy, and then like a potato guy, and the beef guy
that would be
punches.
so cool. Zwick, if you could really rig that up, like a couple
10
CG
to 20
models,
hours rendering some CG models,
like the grill guy, you know, the grill meme guy, beef before potatoes.
Exactly, he would be the mascot. So here's some beef before potatoes for y'all. I don't know if this is beef or not, but I just wanted to talk about it and throw it at the beginning of the episode.
It gets beefy. It does get beefy.
It gets beefy. So like we were mentioning at the top of the episode, Kevin and I, we were on a video shoot for a sketch comedy video featuring our good friend Alex Nice to Me Productions of famed YouTube channel Be Nice to Me Productions. Maybe you've heard of it. Maybe you've listened to some of the episodes he's been on of this show. Alex has us doing all sorts of wacky, weird shit. We're throwing whipped cream at each other. Yep. We're putting pickles in places that pickles don't go. And like he does this thing in some of his videos where if there's a dream sequence, a lot of the characters wear pink just to make you feel out of it. Like in like dream sequence number 1 video, it's called like Dream Job, whatever. His character is wearing just a big pink suit, and the other character that's interviewing him for a job is also wearing a big pink suit, and it's supposed to be a dream. And so we're like dressing sort of weird, sort of wacky. He's just got a plethora of clothes, a garbage bag full of pink clothes, and he goes, "Here, put this on. We're going to throw whipped cream at you guys." And we go, "Yes,
I like how little of that he explained ahead of time.
He explained none of it.
And we kind of went along with it, and I think you guys will enjoy it. We're not done with it yet.
It was a lot of fun. It always is.
Yeah.
But so you can see I'm sharing on the screen right here. I'm dressed stupid. I'm dressed ridiculous. He said something along the lines of like dress just like a douchebag.
Right.
And so I dressed like a douchebag. And then he gave me more clothes and I dressed even worse. And you can see here, I've got bracelets on. I've got rings on. I've got a thumb ring on. I've got a scarf. I've got a pink beanie, a pink sweatshirt tied around my waist. And I go...
an offensive t-shirt.
And I'm just taking pictures of myself left and right in between shots that we're doing because it's hilarious. It's funny to dress stupid and to be an asshole and then to put that on YouTube. And I think, Kevin, you had made some comment when you were asking him something along the lines of like, "Oh, I dressed to the best of what you were describing. I figured you meant something sort of like along the lines of like how Hassan Piker might dress."
Yeah.
Right? And so I have this, you took this picture of me and I went, "You know what would be a funny caption? Thanks, Hassan Piker, for teaching me how to dress cool." So I tweet this out and I figure like, whatever, you know,
right?
Doesn't matter.
Shit, why not? See what happens. Yeah.
Shit, why not?
Fuck
Let's
Twitter.
see what
Twitter
happens.
Sucks. Yeah.
I posted it on Instagram. It got nothing. I posted it on Twitter. Blew up because everyone looked at me and went, "Fuck this guy."
That's what Twitter's for.
Rightly so. And so it got, let's see, I'm up to 170 retweets, 6,000 likes,
quote tweets,
17 quote tweets, a couple people saying that they wanted to rob me, a couple people saying they wanted to beat the shit out of me for putting on clothes.
Just for expressing yourself. How sick is that?
And you can see, I didn't tag Hassan Piker in this or anything, but this guy... I don't know if you know this about Hassan Piker and a lot of these guys that do this streaming. They stream for like 10 hours a day. He's on there for like a 12-hour stream. He just sits and he eats a sandwich as like Fox News is playing or something like that, and he pauses it and he goes, "Oh, I'm just waiting in Ukraine."
Very unprofessional.
Ukraine is, and you're like, whoa, this guy's got a whole ass sandwich in his mouth and he's doing a 12-hour long stream. He just walks to the bathroom in the middle of it. You don't even know. You don't even notice he's gone. He just puts a cardboard cutout of himself in his chair and nobody notices. It's genius. And so he's streaming for 12 hours and somebody's like, hey, Hassan, your style's starting to rub off on some people. There's some people that are starting to dress like you. People are starting to take notice. And so my stupid tweet was featured in, he was doing a stream and he pulled this up. So I'm gonna play this right now.
Your style is starting to rub off on other people. Big thanks to Hassan Piker for teaching me how to dress cool. Wait, what the fuck? 5,000 likes?
Is that a lot?
Fuck, it is posted well enough for Hassan the Hun to go on Real Thought Cops. What is this?
He gave the shout out.
Cleaning up the mean streets. Dude, what the fuck? Yo, how come
Dude, I never saw this full clip.
Yeah, he gave us a shout out. I did not think he was going to, because like after 4,000 or 5,000 likes, I was like, fuck it, Hassan, if you see this, go on Thought Cops. Why not? Why not?
Wow. I didn't know he shut out the whole channel.
He scrolled like
did
right
he
down
pronounce
to
my
it.
name correctly? I didn't catch
Well,
that.
I don't want me to. I can go back.
No, I'll watch it later 100 times.
So yeah, he gave us a shout out, and I think I got some new followers. I don't know if the channel got any new followers, but
I think we did a little bit. Yeah.
Keep playing here.
Dude, what the fuck? Yo, how come if I dress like this, everybody makes fun of me, but when he dresses like this, people are like, oh, that's sick, dude. 5,000 likes.
I don't think he got that it was a joke. And part of me feels a little bit bad that he didn't get that it was a joke.
I don't know about that. I mean,
it could be a little tongue-in-cheek, but he goes, how come everyone makes fun of me when I dress like this, but this guy does it, and everyone says, oh, that's sick? Is that...
Yeah, maybe he's like playing it up for like, he's whatever. Or also
maybe
he streams
I don't
10
know.
hours a day. He's probably doesn't even like know what's going on.
I wouldn't know what's going on.
1,000 likes. That's crazy. You're literally dressed like that? No, I'm not.
You're literally look at how he's dressed. He's dressed literally like that.
I'm looking at the little he's definitely dressed a lot like that.
He's basic like the fact that he's wearing a pink shirt and that he pulled this up on stream and I was wearing pink and he's wearing pink and
he also owns that same t-shirt too.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Our good friend Slime to Garbage Main created that t-shirt, sent Hassan one. And I had one before Hassan had one. So, if we're talking street cred hype beast guys, maybe someone's dressing like someone else and someone doesn't even know it. Anyway.
Okay, there's some stuff that I wouldn't agree with, like the beanie. The t-shirt is fucking sick though. I have that t-shirt. One of you guys sent it to me. Good jewelry. Pants are cool.
Hell yeah.
Maybe a little too tight, but they're cool regardless.
No.
I don't know if I would go with the pink, purple.
Oh, how do you feel about that?
Black.
Well, it's
because those are just your normal pants, as I understand.
They're a little tight. A lot of my pants are tight. I lift weights.
Okay.
My pants just a lot of times don't fit.
He's not aware that you're muscular. Is it
right?
Yeah.
Well, also, have you seen Hassan Piker's legs?
No.
Guy is jacked from the waist up. Waist down is.
And that's why you never skip leg day.
That's why you don't skip leg day, folks. But yeah, I mean, you can tell in my calf area right there. Like I'm busting out of those, which is a problem that I have. Not a lot of people have that problem, but I have that
worse
problem.
problems to have.
There's worse problems.
I don't know if I would go with the pink purple coalition with the black, but it's because you look cool and he looks stupid. What do you mean? His shit wasn't even thrifty either. I mean, I don't know. I don't want to fucking shit on this guy.
So someone said his shit wasn't even thrifty either. Hold on.
So
this is good because thrifty in this context means I'm paying a lot of money. So I put fake prices on all this, and I don't think that a lot of people got that these prices were fake. Shirt is $300, pants $1,850, $1,850. I said my boots were Prada, $1,500. Like I got to the point where I said my sunglasses were $400,000. That's the price of a cartoon monkey.
Yeah, that is not thrifty.
Yeah. So I think people didn't really get the joke, but it's cool.
Well,
he said he didn't want to shit on me, so
how selfless of him. Wow.
Truly. So yeah, that was a cool happenstance.
Yeah. Guys, tweet at Hassan Piker endlessly and say, go on Thought Cops. Go on Thought Cops.
He'll do it.
We won't box him, but we will have him on the show.
Is that so? I think part of the reason why he might have
I don't
seen
know if
that.
we want to touch that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
I also don't want to touch it.
But I know what you're going to say.
But yeah, so that's this week's Beef Before Potatoes. Let's scoot on along down to everyone's favorite famous segment, 2 Minutes of Hate, where we punish
talk
the
about
perpetrators
all that
of
annoying
people that are
random
doing
crap
bad
on the
stuff.
internet. We look at our phones. We look at our computer screens. We got it on our Chromecast. We check it out. We get mad. We get angry. My 2 minutes of hate this week. Oh, I have so many on here I can choose from. I barely put any thought into. Let's see here.
Cool. I put a lot of thought into mine.
I got one here.
Go off, king, as they say.
People who say "my guy" and "my dude" in this sort of condescending manner, almost like they're...
I feel like everything's condescending nowadays.
Yeah, but it's also funny because they're very much mimicking the mannerisms of a certain other YouTuber who we may or may not have just alluded to. And it's very...
There's a lot of mimicry. I know we talk on the show a lot about mimicry.
Yeah, and I was on Kimono Friend Zone again the other day, and we were talking about this, how Twitter really just sucks so bad, where it's just like a bunch of people who are either aping Nick Mullen or they're aping Felix Biederman or they're aping so-and-so person. And it almost like makes you dislike the people that are being aped, because you're just like so tired of like seeing that. And I know like I can separate it, but in a way it's just like,
it makes me feel like an insane person, because I feel like my sense of humor and my personality and everything I've ever tried to do in my life, I've tried to set myself apart from things.
Yeah, same.
Because I feel like that's what sticks out, is like if you pretend to be other people, if you pretend to be Nick Mullen, everyone's going to go, hey, this guy's fucking Nick Mullen. Now, if you pretend not to be the exact opposite of that, people go, what the fuck is wrong with this guy? Why is he like this?
Yeah.
And sometimes that hurts your feelings, but sometimes you get a great community underneath you, like the one that we have, and hopefully one day you grow wings and you thrive as a result of this.
And you can pretend to talk like us.
And you can pretend to talk like us. But it is one of those things where it's like, man, the idea of like pretending that you're another person online just to get likes, to get views, it's just one of those things that's never like sat right with me, and I can tell if and when I'm doing it, and I hate myself when I do it.
Yeah, I try to be mindful of it too, but it's just like all of the newer accounts I get, or the newer bigger accounts on Twitter, are all just like, they're either mimicking what somebody else says, or they're stealing somebody's hilarious Twitter jokes and having a larger following for that reason, like President-elect Toguro, whatever that guy's name is, who stole my...
Oh, the guy that stole your tweet?
My M&M's tweet. I'll never forget that shit. But yeah, I just more specifically, like, there's something about the my guy, my dude thing that's so annoying. You've seen this before, right?
Yeah, and there's like a particular, like...
What's wrong, my guy?
Like, it's
just saying, my dude. Like, it just like
it's like if you're at a friend's barbecue or a bonfire and there's like the obnoxious guy that like puts his arm around you and you're like, dude, like, don't touch me, get away from me, and he's like friendly, like it's like that tone of condescension of like, yeah, we're just broing out here, my dude, my guy, and it's just like, don't do that to me digitally.
Exactly.
I don't need that. Dude, shut your fucking mouth.
It's the internet equivalent of that, and it feels like this weird like, well, I'm just going to pretend to be I'm going to out alpha you by like saying this shit that like a popular YouTuber I watch says it. So I'm going to, and just like, this is like, I know that like culture comes in waves and there's like certain phrases and certain things, you know, people in the 90s call everything rad or tubular or any of the other names of the last world in Super Mario World.
Exactly.
But you know, it's just annoying because it just like it comes from this like very like irritating perspective of speech on the internet, and just it's like
right.
And the problem is the people are honestly, I think, too dumb to realize they're doing it. Is the thing. It's like if you at least could own up to it and say, hey, I don't have a personality. I'm copying a personality from somebody I saw on the World Wide Web who I think is funnier than me, then just admit it.
Like, I feel like
this is just embarrassing.
I feel like my version of that, if you want to like splinter, you know, create different things, is I'll call people like fella, you know, like along the lines of like it's different, and there's like a different tonality of being like, I don't know what you're talking about, fella.
Yeah.
Where it's just like, it's not even really condescending. It's more of like along the lines of like, you're just a dude and I'm a dude and I'm just saying it. Maybe there's a little condescension,
goofy,
but I'm not.
We're having fun.
Yeah, like it's supposed to be like a toned down, not like a dig, but more so like I'm being oldie timey to sort of like dissipate some of this tension, as opposed to like digging in and being like, oh, you really think that, my guy? Which is like inherently sort of insulting.
Yeah. And if this makes no sense to you, that's probably
good. Yeah.
Like most things on the show. But let this be a moment of learning. You can learn what's going on out there. It's a whole big world out there full of annoying people. So without further ado, my punishment is you will now address me as sir. You will now, none of this my guy, my dude. You will end your sentences by addressing me as sir or boss.
You're not gonna like that. I feel like I always had a problem with people that would be like, oh, good day to you. Like, it's very like Reddit-y, sort of like tip of your fedora to people, sort of like, sir always rubbed me the wrong way. Anytime someone my own age referred to me as sir, I was like, don't fucking do that.
I think it really does depend on the intonation, because if you put like too much emphasis on the sir, then it's like I can hear you tipping your fedora with the way you're speaking.
Yeah.
Here you go, sir. Like you know, you're paying for something and they hand you your card back. All right, thank you, sir. It's like, all right, yeah, thank you, my guy, my dude. No, I think that we just go back to doing that, basically.
Cool.
Yeah.
So that's your punishment?
That's it.
Call me sire.
Yeah.
All right. My 2 minutes of hate. This is going to be... Oh, God. I'm embarrassed to bring this up. This is one of those things that you don't get this from seeking it out. You get this through osmosis. So everything I'm about to say right now is not a thing that I have sought out to learn more about. This is a thing that has enlightened itself to me, and I am aware of, because I cannot be aware of it.
And now we're going to learn.
Now
I'm going to sit my white ass down and learn.
So that's wise of you to do so. All things considered, because the stuff I'm going to be talking about, yikes. I'm over here pulling my collar. If you're listening on the feed, if you're watching on YouTube, you can look at me pull my collar.
Make that really audible. Just get really close to the mic.
So when you're on TikTok, you get all sorts of videos, and some of them are things that you want to see and some are not. And then sometimes you can skip and you don't have to see that stuff anymore. And sometimes you just see a bunch of stuff, and you know, like, I think that there was a joke maybe in like a, I don't know, like a Parks and Rec episode or something like that, where someone said something along the lines of like, no, Khloe Kardashian isn't married to this guy anymore. She dumped him, married this guy, and then got divorced. Why do I know this? And you go, why do I know this? I don't think that was Parks and Rec, but it was like one of those TV shows. You know those shows? It was Seinfeld. It's one of those things where you're like, why do I know this? Why do I know so much about this? So in TikTok world right now, there's this drama that I'll pull this up on the page so everyone can sort of see who I'm talking about here. It's this Native American creator named Modern Warrior and this woman, Chelsea Hart, who had a romantic encounter and it went awry in some sort of like, I don't care about it's weird. It's weird. Everybody knows every detail about everything that's happening and nobody wants to know about any of it. And it's more indicative.
I agree. I don't know any of it, nor do I want to, but I will suffer for the content.
And it's all about the content. It's all about the content. And it's weird. There's a whole thing. She was like thirsting for this guy and he was like, oh, okay, yeah, whatever. And then he was like, hey, I'm really into polyamory. And she was like, well, I'm not. And so she flew out there and they had relations. And then she was like, oh, but you're involved with somebody else. And he went, oh, I forgot to tell you that. And then some other people got involved. And then they're like, hey, you're a something, you know, because this is not consent or something along those lines. And everyone's wondering, what the fuck is this? What's going on? Why do I know so much about these people's personal lives? If any of this, like, these are all creators, I think, that for the most part are part of a community, possibly. I don't know if this is a community or not, or what you would consider this, but it's what everyone's calling TikTok call-out creators or TikTok call-out culture. And what these people will do, and I'll pull up maybe a couple other examples. So
I had 3 weeks now to think about this crap.
You have 3 weeks to think about.
No, I had 3 weeks off from this. And it was glorious.
And now you get to learn more. And so there's this woman who does the same types of videos. I think she might have gotten in trouble a while ago for like doxing a child. I don't know if that's true or not. Usually a thing that you don't do.
Did she post his homework or something?
Yeah. Posted his video game scores and said, you're supposed to be in school, young man. Same thing with this guy. There's a lot of these people.
Well, who's this, Jack Black?
This is Black Jack.
Okay.
Is his name. So there's them, there's him, and they're all part of this like TikTok call-out crew, a motley crew of sorts that they spend all their day online like calling people out. And you look at like what's happening with this and you're just like, why are you guys talking about yourselves so goddamn much? And I feel like this is indicative of like maybe a bigger problem, because a lot of them are like responding to like racists on the internet and saying like, hey, this guy like harassed this woman, like what's going on with this? This guy said the N-word at a Costco. That's not good. And they make this content, but they don't really do anything else with it. Like there's no larger goal. The goal is like, we're just trying to build our platform, and they built their platform so much and have done so little with it.
And God bless them.
That now it's just crumbling into like, you're hearing about everyone's sex lives and who's jealous of who, and like who's giving their 2 cents opinion on what's happening. And it's just like, why does anybody get like, we're at war right now. We're not at war, but we're probably going to be at war.
Who
there's
the
a
hell
war.
Cares?
There's a war, and there's COVID, and there's crimes against humanity, and there's grave atrocities. And you guys have millions of followers, and you're just pecking people apart over like private concerns that can be dealt with over a phone call. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying?
I wish I didn't, but yeah, I do.
So that's it. And you just gotta wonder, a lot of this type of behavior, it rears its ugly head on other platforms, and there's always people who, they stick up for a certain ethos, and they their whole thing is like, oh, I'm here to educate people or whatever. But then they don't like do any education. They just like yell at people and create drama and like tear people down and shit like that. And it's like, it's not to say that you don't think that like some people that are like racist like don't have it coming, and people that don't contribute to society in certain ways should be just wholeheartedly accepted into society, and that people shouldn't have any sort of accountability. But it's like the world's worst police force is creating 15-second long videos where they're like not doing things that like benefits literally anybody.
When you say world's worst police force, so you're referring to what, these people?
More or less, yeah. They're like the TikTok police.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kind of overstepping into our bounds a little bit.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that sounds like really annoying and really.
And the worst
wasteful.
part is, I didn't do any research on it. I just know what happened.
Yeah, I see you have a lot of links here.
Well, this is more or less just links to people's faces so that I can reference people to you.
Okay. I see.
So you can sort of get you can match a name to a face and you go, oh, this is
I didn't fucking absorb any of that.
197285.
I didn't absorb a single thing of it.
Lucky you. I absorbed all of it. So my punishment... shut the fuck up.
Yeah, that sounds good to me.
Fuck up.
Y'all making a ruckus out there. Why don't you be quiet?
So that's relevant. I'll have some better stuff next week, but that was just particularly just like, hey, do some things, do some good.
Go to trade school.
Go to the gym. Go to trade. Learn to cook.
So anyway, let's move on, though. If you haven't listened to Thought Cops before, every week we investigate the internet's outrage-inducing news stories and then sentence each perpetrator to a cruel and quite often unusual punishment.
Speaking of the world's worst police force, I got it wrong. It's not these creators on TikTok. They're doing
worse than us.
They're doing a fantastic job. No, folks, what I'm speaking of is this was trending on Twitter today, and I looked at it, I looked at the screen, and I rubbed my eyes like this, like a cartoon, and then they bulged out of my head.
Yeah, this is my first time seeing this. What?
And then I cleaned my eyeballs on my shirt like they're glasses, and then I put my glasses back on. Wait, before you do that, you gotta take your eyeball and go. Yeah, I breathed on it. Exactly. So I don't know what the fuck this is just like poorly written journalism, I guess, if you can call it that. The article headline is the metaverse already has a police department.
Sure.
What they hope to accomplish with this, I don't know. But they really did a number here.
It's also it's worth noting that epic win, girl boss moment here.
Right.
The entire police force appears to be all female, and they're all anime girls, and I think some of them might have tails and ears. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Pretty inclusive.
Whether or not they actually do anything that you could consider to be police worthy, I'm not sure. I thought that this was supposed to be our job as the Thought Cops. Maybe I've been spending too much time on TikTok and not enough time in the metaverse. Already did that once, not doing it again.
I mean, it makes sense that we would hand our control over to a bunch of VTubers. That honestly, this is not surprising if you think about it.
I mean, this is chaos. But so the beginning of this, y'all are gonna shit bricks.
Oh, I just saw the name. Jesus Christ.
The Lolly Police Department prowls the various worlds of the VR chat platform. No one went, hey, what does that word mean?
Word of the week? I want to say, Lolly. I guess basically
Lollipop. The
Lollipop.
Lollipop police force.
Yeah.
Look, one of them's holding a. So that this was just trending onto it, just openly, just flagrantly trending. Well, the metaverse already has a police department. Like, did anybody think the Lolly Police Department is a law enforcement agency that prowls the various worlds of the VR chat platform and has 20,000 concurrent users at any given time?
I'm gonna look up the
Look,
official.
they have their own Twitter account, the Lolly Police Department. Isn't that great?
So Lolly or Loli is simple definition is young girl or young looking girl. Yeah, usually in relation to anime. So yeah, these are the people policing I guess they're policing the mean streets of the internet.
Their own mean streets.
So I don't know.
This is cool. So this happened. So this is a thing.
Yes. The future of police force is Genshin Impact.
I don't know what that means, but I believe you.
So I think the punishment should be that they work for us. I'm not saying we got to get rid of them.
I don't want any association with the Lolly Police Department. I'm sorry.
I mean, the name's got to go. That's for sure.
The name's got to go.
They're all just a part of the Thought Cops family. When you're here, your family, you get the biscuits, you get the breadsticks, you get to, because I don't want anything to do with the metaverse aside from the occasional episode we end up doing in there for some reason. But these, they can take care of that branch, They are the metaverse branch of Thought Cops, and
I don't want to be how about they're fired?
They're fired. Okay,
their characters.
I mean, that's gonna be a lot more.
We
work
use
for
that
us,
green
though.
squirt gun. No, you just make a robot.
Okay.
The police, the Zwick bot.
I was just thinking like cyborg Zwicks.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I like that.
But,
if somebody out there knows how to make VTuber models, I would love to see.
You want to be a VTuber?
And I was gonna say I would love to see a Zwick VTuber. The visor, the green hair, and everything.
I don't want to see a Zwick VTuber.
I mean, hey, if someone out there wants to do it, I will. You'll get a smile.
I'm terrified out of what that could look like.
What do you want to move to next here?
I don't know. These are all good.
We're talking game. Let's talk the gamer one there. We're on the topic of cyberspace.
Well, so this is gamer adjacent, I guess you could say. This was also, I saw this on the Twitterosphere. Everyone might find this face to be familiar. Word of mouth. Succession actress Dasha Nekrasova. Quote, "I'm not allowed to shitpost anymore."
Well, that's what happens if you go from podcaster to HBO star. You lose that ability.
I feel bad for because the thing is, people used to think that gamers were the most
oppressed
the
class.
most oppressed group, the
Not
most oppressed
so much,
minority group.
apparently, according to Miss Dasha Nekrasova.
Apparently,
so why is she
posters.
not? So is it because that she is on?
Maybe
Succession?
She is. I didn't read this article. I don't really care.
Let's pull it up. Let's turn it into content.
Sure.
Because otherwise, I would never read it myself.
I don't go read it at all.
Let's bring up the energy here.
No, I'm got it. Hold on, it's loading. I got it. It's right here. I'm not allowed to shitpost anymore, she says. This is just like an interview.
Whole lot of background story here. Yep.
I don't have much of a libido for social media, as now I've achieved niche celebrity. I'm not allowed to shitpost anymore.
You know what, though? That's actually an interesting point, and that's a very good way to put it, because to be honest, I kind of feel like I've been feeling that a little bit myself. And
You're also a niche celebrity?
No, far from it. But I have been losing my posting libido lately. I feel like, sometimes if I'm in the mood, I'll throw something out there or shit something out in there, see what happens. But for the most part, it's just like...
Well, after some time, it's like, I've thought of this myself in terms of like this show and whatever. It's like, if we got to the point where we're making Hassan Piker money, for instance, like, I don't think I'd spend half as much time on Twitter.
I mean, unless you're in his position where you're on there 10 hours a day and thousands of people are watching you. Just as a job.
I mean, he's making hundreds of thousands of dollars just being on Twitter. That's pretty cool. Other than that, I don't know.
We make $150 a month. So, yeah, you better believe I'm going to be limiting my access.
Yeah. So that's it. Just the subjugation, the continued subjugation of the posting class. It is a sad
story. It's a sad story. I feel so sorry for the lady who got to be on HBO's Succession, the show that everybody loves.
Yeah. It's a hard life.
She can't shit post anymore.
Can't catch a break.
She can't shit post anymore. From Cumtown to HBO. What a career.
Shit posting across the internet. And now it's come to an end. And, much like the end of the third Lord of the Rings movie, you get on that boat and I don't know where the boat goes. I didn't read the books. The boat, you get on the boat, it leaves. It goes somewhere else.
It's a metaphor for not being able to die?
Shitpost. Do they just go on another adventure somewhere else? How come we never got that book? Where do they go?
You know what?
What are they doing?
Now that you put that out in the ether, you know that's going to happen because Amazon's got their Lord of the Rings series coming out. They're going to be like, well, don't you guys want to know what happened? And it's like that's.
I'm sure that there's probably.
Don't you hate that shit? There's like no fucking mystery to anything. Like sometimes an ending is open ended for the sake of like. This is the world, they're like adventure never ends, and now it's like,
right.
But what if we saw what happened before and during and after, and we're releasing a new iteration every other month, and it's just like, you know what?
That's like one of those things that I know a lot of people have their opinions on, like red letter media, and I'm one of them, but like. I think one of the things that they hit the nail on the head, the coffin nail on the head, is when they were like, when they came out with the Star Wars prequels, and they were like, who gives a shit about Darth Vader? Like a boy Darth Vader who like he's a thug. He's a thug for the Empire. He comes from like whatever. Like we don't care about his background. He's a guy in a cool looking suit. We care about like Luke's journey or whatever. They're like, oh, Darth Vader. What's he going to be like as a kid? It's like, not very interesting. Children aren't interesting.
And now we have to see what happened before, during, and in the middle and after of every fucking Star Wars movie that exists. There's a TV show for it. There's a movie for it. It never ends. You just cannot have mystery. You know what you know how like in Jaws, the whole, they couldn't, I guess, afford to have the shark, big shark for most of the movie, but they built the story around it. Was like the lack of seeing him made the mystery scary, and then when you finally do see him, if I can guarantee you, if Disney owned that property, which maybe they do at this point, dude, they would have a spin-off where it's like this is what Jaws was doing the whole time when they were all debating of whether they should kill him or not.
That reminds me of like the wreck that is that Boba Fett show, and I haven't seen it, and I've heard that maybe there's like one or two like really good episodes, but it's like people liked Boba Fett because he wore a mask and he didn't fucking talk, and now they're like, hey, you want to see more of this guy? And people are like, I could take it or leave it.
You know what?
And then immediately throughout the entire show, he takes his mask off and he's fucking talking a bunch. And people are like, the allure is kind of gone here.
And we already saw baby Boba Fett in the prequel movies. And not to mention, it was like, they were like, oh, I know you guys love Boba Fett, so we are making the Mandalorian. And then it's like they forgot that they made that, and then they made the Boba Fett show, and it's like, I know they're not the same character, but like.
And it's like the whole allure of the character is because he's this mysterious guy. And it's like, what do you do with the most popular character from this franchise who's only popular because he looks cool and he's mysterious and he doesn't have a lot of words? Is you take his helmet off and you show him as a child, and then you show him as an old man who limps around and like is relegated to like doing internal politics for like the gang that whatever the fuck he works for or whatever. And it's just like, what happened to this strong silent warrior that everyone like doesn't want him to fucking talk because he probably doesn't have anything interesting to say? He's just a tool. And they go, yeah, let's exploit this and make it like shitty. So you remember your childhood? Let's just like kind of like erase a lot of those memories, and you'll think that everything that you used to like really sucks, but really we just sort of like we squeezed all of the water out of the towel
and we make it look really shiny, and you'll watch it, you'll pay for it, you piggy. And I want to like some of this stuff because I do think that there's some value in some of it. But at the same time, if it didn't exist, that'd be fine. And it's just oversaturated. And everything is oversaturated these days. And no one can shit post anymore.
It sucks. So I don't know. The crime is, I don't know, wipe up.
Toss Dasha in the Sarlacc pit.
Let's do one more. Or we might be able to get to all of these because we're pretty good on time. I want to talk about Elon Musk. I just had this like feeling that as soon as he said that, I was just like, I didn't have to think about this guy for 3 weeks. Well, it's funny because a lot of these stories I feel like happened within the past like 1 or 2 days, you know?
Yeah.
Like, it's like, oh, Thought Cops. What stories do we have? Elon Musk has a daughter. Bet y'all didn't know that.
So
this could be breaking news if it weren't for the fact that today's Thursday and this episode's going to come out on Tuesday. But it's happening.
So they got a divorce, and she's still.
I don't know if they divorced. I don't think that they were married. I wish I didn't know this.
But they're no longer together, correct?
As far as I know.
Okay.
Whatever. So we all know the babies. There's 2 babies. One of them is named XAE-A12.
No, hold on. I never knew this. There's an actual pronunciation here. XAI Archangel.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's it.
Or X for short.
X for short. So you just named your baby.
Also, Grimes' real name Claire Boucher. I didn't know that either.
Boucher.
And Claire Boucher.
No, hold on. No, so the new baby's named Y.
The new baby's
I'm saying why they have this kid.
But
her full name is Exa Dark Siderail Musk. All right, everybody, welcome to class. We have a new student joining us today. Her name is Exa Dark Siderail.
This child is not going to public school.
Yeah, you're right.
I'm sorry to break it to you.
I mean, these kids are going to be
never going to be a roll call for Exa Dark Siderail Musk. It's just going to be, oh, here's $1 million check. Go buy whatever you want. You're gonna be miserable. I'm so sorry.
No, they're gonna learn in those pods like the Venture Brothers. Just never go to school, never see anybody.
Yeah, it's the future.
I forgot it was the future. You're right.
Install a chip in your baby's head. You know those.
These kids got a fucking USB port in the back of their skulls. Just got to lift the hair up.
Yeah. It's the worst version of the Matrix possible. So this is a little bit of a retelling of the first time we talked about this, because I remember we talked about XAEA12 the first time.
Archangel.
And now you get the sequel.
Baby in a broken home. Sad story.
You know, I actually have a good punishment for this. I think that Elon Musk has to legally change his name to one of these like weird, just you take all the letters on the keyboard and you throw it at the wall, like fly paper, and you see what sticks. Elon Musk has to change his name to that so that nobody knows how to pronounce his name anymore, and we don't have to fucking talk about Elon Musk anymore. And anytime anybody like brings him up in conversation, like his investors all like pull out because like they're just like, I don't even know how to refer to this guy anymore.
I think he should start going by C-3PO. Pretty much is that guy. Oh, bother. Oh. My cars, they don't crash. They don't blow up. We use caution tape in the Tesla warehouse. What are you talking about?
What do you need to come to a full, complete stop for?
Exactly.
God, I'm so fucking disgusted. Speaking of disgusted, Here's a cool thing that Kim Kardashian did. This is the next story. This is the last story. Kim Kardashian. Let me pull this up on the screen for people to see. This is breaking news as of today or yesterday. Who cares? She was doing an interview for Variety, which I'm assuming is a magazine,
and a website,
and
a Twitter account.
And a Twitter account. And this Twitter account says, I have the best advice for women in business. This is on, I believe this was said on International Women's Day.
Listen up, ladies.
Listen, turn the volume up. You're going to want to hear this. I have the best advice for women in business, Kim Kardashian says. Quote, get your fucking ass up and work. It seems like nobody wants to work these days.
Nobody wants to work these days.
Nobody wants to work these days.
This is usually the kind of line you'd hear from like an old guy waiting for the pharmacy. And nobody wants to work these days. It takes so long to get to the front of the counter. No, it's just Kim Kardashian. Doesn't have to lift a fucking finger.
Yeah.
Getting piped down by the funniest SNL cast member.
Well, this is the clip that this was from.
Get your fucking ass up and work. It seems like nobody wants to work these days.
That's so true.
You have to surround yourself with people that want to work. Have a good work environment where everyone loves what they do, because you have one life. No toxic work environments, and show up and do the work.
This is a person that's never lifted a finger in their life. Like, I'm sorry. I know that everybody works. You get a job. Her job is she takes pictures, and they take a camera and they put it in front of her family and they say, fight your sister. You go on that yacht and you scream at your mother and you tell her you fucking hate her. And she goes, oh, this is all I got to clock out for today. That's what she says. Yeah, I get that. But like, man, I've worked a lot of jobs, and like
she's like, why don't you just get a job you like? That's not toxic. As if we have control over these things,
right? Like
within 100% capability. Jesus Christ!
Why don't just do your own reality show, you fucking idiots?
Yeah.
The tweet that sort of like went viral as a response to this was, I was an editor on the Kardashian apps in 2015 in LA. I worked days, nights, and weekends, could only afford groceries from the 99-cent store, called out sick more than once because I couldn't put gas in my car to get to the office, and was reprimanded for freelancing on the side. So this is the world we live in. I mean, I would expect no less from...
Nobody wants to work anymore.
I would expect no less from the daughter of the guy who got OJ off. But sins of the father and all that, you know, sins of the father.
I think, let's think of a punishment here. Kim Kardashian says nobody wants to work anymore. Say we
should give her a day off.
Yeah,
she
looks
looks
use
tired.
it. Yeah. She need to get a little
get
bit
a nice vacation,
a little perspective, you know. We took a few weeks off of the show. Come back with a little bit of clarity.
Yeah.
And I think that Kim could stand to have a day off of her hard, excruciating, labor inclusive life.
It seems difficult. You know?
Yeah, I would. Hey,
those shooting schedules, you know, you're on camera for so long. It's like we do this show for like an hour or two. I'm exhausted at the end of it. Imagine your life is you're on camera. You know,
not to mention she's breaking the internet. You know, that's a lot of
that's
responsibility.
Hard, man.
Everybody's gonna be like, what happened to the internet?
We haven't even put a crack in the internet yet. It's been rough, man.
She balanced a wine glass on her ass, and now I can't go on the computer?
Listen, we can't even get real guns.
Yeah.
These are, like, we had real guns, and then Microsoft and Apple and all these companies were like, this is a squirt gun now.
This is the future you want.
We can't even shoot bullets from these. We can't break the internet with these guns. It squirts water. These are water guns. This is standard issue. We can't do anything. This is bullshit. Anyway, let's move along to Key to the City.
Yes.
What's something positive that has happened to you that you've seen this week?
I will be giving my key to the city to a video I saw on YouTube called Steamed Hams.
Steamed Hams.
But every scene is a different animation style. No, I can't believe that this is still going.
I remember one episode of Thought Cops, you had said, the creator of that episode had ended the Steamed Hams meme.
So, and I think the reason that this came out, because this came out somewhat recently, because it took a long fucking time to make. And I would say if we could watch like maybe the first like minute max of this.
Sure.
Just so this is, like I said, Steamed Hams, but every scene is in a different animation style. By every scene, I think they mean every shot, because they really go all in.
Well, Seymour, I made it, despite your directions.
Superintendent Chalmers, welcome. I hope you're prepared for an unforgettable luncheon.
Yeah.
Oh, now they got the caption out here, too, because they didn't have it before. I kept having to scroll down.
Oh,
right.
My roast is ruined. But
this is interesting.
I were to purchase fast food and disguise it as my own cooking. Ho, 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 ho. Delightfully devilish, Seymour. Seymour! Superintendent, I was just strapping my calves on the windowsill. Isometric exercise. Care to join me?
Why is there smoke coming out of your oven, Seymour?
No, that isn't smoke. It's steam. Steam from the steamed clams we're having. Steamed clams.
I mean, yeah, you pretty much get it. But yeah, pretty cool.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Like, it was made by one person, and they went through, and there must be close to 50 different animations.
Right,
and it's all like replicated perfectly.
Yeah, I mean, it's
like not only is it just the Steamed Hams thing, but it's just a love letter to like decades and decades of animation.
Right. It just goes to show there's more different types of animation than just Richard and Mortimer.
Yep. Which they don't even do. So,
I mean, fair enough. It's over. This Cal Arts, as they're calling it. I'm calling it Cal Dead. I'm calling it Cal Zone because I'm going to take a bite out of it. My key to the city this week goes to Chicago's very own mayor, Lori Lightfoot.
Oh, my neighbor.
Your neighbor, Kevin. She had some things to say, and she's getting sued for them. And this is maybe one of the funniest things I think I've ever read or heard, whatever you want to call it. So this is back during the protests of 2020. And as you can recall, there were a lot of statues. The people looked at the people in the statues and they went, I don't like there being a statue of this guy. And some people said, let's take him down. We don't need a statue of Christopher Columbus. He didn't do anything. He did a bunch of bad stuff. We don't want to look at his face anymore. Take him down. And so, surprisingly enough, Lori Lightfoot was like, take the statue down. Seemingly out of character. And the Chicago Police Department was like, no, we're keeping this statue up. We're going to put some guys there. And she was like, don't put guys there.
Columbus statue?
We did. We don't anymore.
Where was it?
In Grant Park. I want to say in the intersection of like Roosevelt and like Columbus, like around that area, like the museum campus area. It was like right at the front of it.
Okay.
So there was the statue of Columbus, and somebody had made a deal with somebody to say, hey, we're keeping this statue up. And so Lori Lightfoot had some things to say. I will read these things right now. She says, and I quote, "You dicks, what the fuck were you thinking?" The mayor began, according to the complaint. "You make some kind of secret agreement with Italians. You are out there measuring your dicks with the Italians, seeing who's got the biggest dicks. You are out here stroking your dicks over the Columbus statue," she continued. "My dick is bigger than yours and the Italians. I have the biggest dick in Chicago."
Wow. I cannot imagine her saying that, but I
can't. I've heard that she's like pretty fucking nasty.
I mean, yeah, but like somehow I can.
Well, it's funny because this is juxtaposed with like everyone's like idea of like, oh, Chicago's aunt, like not Chicago's party aunt, but Chicago's aunt, like the woman that said
Chicago's gay aunt.
Don't go out and get COVID. Stay home. You know, she had commercials. She turned into a meme. She was standing there. She was wearing a suit too big for her. And people would take posters and put them in their windows of Lori Lightfoot looking out at you, judging you for going outside.
Really annoying.
It was hilarious. You guys, if you didn't live through 2020, you missed it.
I'm going to say really quick, my job that I had, I no longer am at, like when they forced us to come back at the beginning of the pandemic, and then a third of the office got COVID well before there was a vaccine.
Right.
They had all these like cutesy pictures up of Lori Lightfoot, like, remember the social distance, and it just was like,
you're the ones that are not forced. You're forcing people in.
Could have been avoided.
Jesus.
But anyway.
So that's it. Key to the city goes to Lori Lightfoot.
Be really funny.
Biggest dick in Chicago.
I was just going to say, it'd be really funny to like buy a really big dildo and leave it on her lawn as like a, you know, because I know which house she has, but they usually have
I'm sure they'll let you do that. Just
like I'll I mean they'll probably
should give her like a sash, like biggest dick in Chicago.
Yeah, I mean they'll see me set it down, they'll probably be like, go pick that up, and I'm like, yes sir.
Yeah, just put a nondescript box in front of the mayor's house. Yeah.
What's in that? It's for the mayor. Let her open that this private. What
you have to do is you have to ring her red telephone. Every mayor has a red telephone.
Right, yeah.
And so you ring that and you say, hey, I got a package for you.
Mojo Jojo is attacking the city in a large cybernetic robot. Help us. And then, just kidding, it's a big dick. We know you love it. Anywho, let's move on to, I guess we did our Thought Cops Word of the Week already, which I don't want to repeat it.
No.
Let's give a thank you to our patrons of the week. New patron, a shout out to Lima Ortiz. Thank you. And I also want to give a shout out to Logan Watson, who upped his pledge to $5 a month, and Dr. Peppercorn, who upped their pledge to $10 a month. Wow. Thanks, everybody. You make it all worth it to have to read about Archangel, whatever the fuck that kid's name is.
Yeah, no, that was funny. That was good content.
If you want to support the show, give us a few bucks of your own and get bonus content and access to the live video chat. You can head on over to patreon.com/thoughtcops. Benefits start as low as $2 a month. I know you got $2 a month lying around. You probably got it in your couch cushions. You probably scrounge around your car seat. You'll find some coins down there. You'll be like, I'm going to give, this is for the Thought Cops.
And hopefully we're going to have a new Fire Bros out soon, so that'll justify it. And if you spend $5 a month, you can listen to these episodes live as we record them, hear all the flubs, as there's nobody in here right now. So you can be one of the people that's in here.
Yeah.
Sometimes there are, sometimes there aren't. It doesn't matter. You get access to it. You can use the access. You don't have to use the access.
So let me see. Oh, we do have some listener voicemails. You can play some of those.
About this part, yeah.
If you want to give us a call, our phone number is 312-788-7361. Or you can always send an audio file to thoughtcopspodcast@gmail.com. So without further to do, let's hit it.
Hey, Thought Cops, it's your boy, Brandon Kirkman, calling in with another hot one. I've been getting a little focused on like video game questions lately, so I kind of want to get out of that realm, kind of open up our expanses of what we're thinking about. And I want to ask you, what is a cartoon or media character? It could be a video game or a movie, which is like a video game without playable interface, that we haven't seen enough male pregnant images of, impreg. Like you get your Vegetas, you get your Jokers, you get your Shreks. We've all seen them pregnant and male. Same with Sonics. But like, what's the perfect one that you think should be represented in more media that I might draw in the future as well? Anyways.
All right. So.
All right.
I'm not on these corners of the internet that you fucking weirdos are on. No offense. I don't know. I don't pay attention to who's a pregnant video game character or cartoon character as much as some other people are savvy.
He's saying
to.
like what you would like, and I gotta say, I don't know why. Well, actually, I think I do know why. I had an answer pop into my head immediately.
Cool,
and it's Ed, and Eddie. Because I was thinking about, when they chew on those jawbreakers and it's like that big bulbous, ball on the side. But imagine like they're like, we got jawbreakers in our belly. He's like, but us, I'm giving birth. Probably an offensive voice to do, but that was the voice. That was how he talked.
I mean, yeah, no one can fault you for that.
But that's like, they're like think they're giving birth to like unlimited jawbreakers or some like get rich quick scheme.
That's horrifying.
Yeah.
That's like a whole different type of like it's not like, what do you call it? Trypophobia, where you're afraid of holes. It's like the opposite of that, where you're afraid of jawbreakers.
Jawbreakers suck.
Yeah, they're not good. Anyway, let's move on to the next one here.
Hey, Thought Cops, how's it going? I thought I would just leave a message real quick, something that's been getting on my nerves lately. So I follow a lot of Pokemon accounts, and I've been seeing lately that like people like to either pretend like they're poor or like just mention things like, oh, I'm going to go broke buying this mess thing, but then they buy it anyway. And then they're posting photos from like their cushy Manhattan apartment. And in my opinion, it's just like anybody who like works from home and owns a rising desk and just like, and if you could afford all of that, I don't know, it just seems to me like you're probably not very poor. And it just seems to me like they're just doing it like to like have some kind of rapport with like the hundreds of thousands of other people that follow them, That's just something that gets on my nerves. Can't prove whether or not they're actually poor, or living paycheck to paycheck, but something that I've been thinking about lately. Anyway, have a great show, unless you're listening to this at the end of your show, in which case I hope you had a great show. See y'all later.
And we did. Thank you. So
yeah, I mean, cosplaying poverty is sort of a huge, you see that with a lot of different types of people and a lot of different types of respect. I'm sure there's definitely that aspect in Pokemon card collecting and other things of that nature. But that's also just like people that are into like fashion and shit like that. Just like, yeah, I bought this $12,000 Supreme bag.
Yeah.
And I'm going broke. And it's like, you have the money to buy a $12,000 bag.
Yeah, it's like if you sleep on a beanbag on the floor and you say, I'm poor,
right?
Let me see those cards. I want to see how much those cards are worth, because the reason you sleep on a beanbag is because you got a fucking holographic Charizard first edition.
But like he's also saying, these are also people that like are in like Manhattan sky rises. So
yeah, true. The rent is too damn high. Remember that guy?
I remember that guy, yeah. I don't actually know what his voice sounds like, but I can imagine his voice because I've seen his picture so many times because I've seen that meme so much. And it never gets old. It's still funny.
That was like from the era of memes where it was just like top text, bottom text.
Right, yeah.
And it was like, you just see that's how the guy looks. This is approximately how he talks. Get ready to hate it.
Yeah, it could be anything. It's not just the rent that's too damn high. It's when think 10 milligrams of THC actually 100 milligrams of THC and you get too damn high. Like could be a possible one. Like
that'd
that's
be funny. Yeah.
It's good.
How do we end the how do we end the show again? Oh yeah, if you want to leave us a voicemail, give us a call 312-788-7361, or you can send us an audio file to thoughtcopspodcast@gmail.com. Thank you to no one.
You fucking assholes.
Thank you to the people who listen. We don't have a guest to thank. We don't have a guest to thank. We don't where can we find you on Twitter? Nowhere, because you don't exist. Thank you to everybody who listens. Glad to be back on the show. As much as I do complain about having to look at this crap, you all make it worth it.
It's funny.
Yeah,
it's good.
So we'll be back next week.
Leave some likes and comments in the doubly dubs. See you, Space Cops.